In my series in Scions of Oth, the characters are not perfect people. Like you and me, they have flaws. They make mistakes. They just all in all are flawed characters. And I do not shy away from their flaws, but they do improve over the course of the series. So think about Breaking Bad in reverse is the way I like to describe it. With Breaking Bad, you start out with a character who he's maybe not entirely likable, but he's not a bad guy per se. And then he progressively over the course of the series, and of course we're talking here about Walter White, becomes more and more of the villain. And in the end, he becomes the villain. He, through his decisions and through the mistakes he makes, he winds up becoming the villain of the entire story. And so it's sort of that in reverse. The main character, a flawed individual who over the course of the series redeems himself and becomes a better person, also just happens to be the captain of a ship and really good at that stuff. It's inspired by Battlestar Galactica. So anybody familiar with Battlestar Galactica as a series might know there were some personal conflicts and things like that that were involved in that series as well. Characters had flaws. There were some who were alcoholics, some who cheated on their spouses, that sort of thing. Things like that happen in this series. That it's gritty in that sense and realistic. And I try not to pull any punches. The main character is in some ways a piece of S. I've said this before. He's sort of like Captain Kirk if he were married, but still Captain Kirk. You know, if Captain Kirk settled down, he would still be doing Captain Kirk things, if you know what I mean, right? And that is the case with the main character. And so that's the backdrop. You see that side of him. And on this other side of him, the captain is very skilled at what he does. He is a god among men when he is on the bridge of his ship, and he can lead his crew through any battle and they'll come out the other side and everybody trusts in him, but he's this deeply flawed person. And I think it's really a narrative that I think is common in military science fiction, which is that the duty that you have being in a position like that has an impact on you as a person.